Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, in whatever part of the world you are in. Um, quick video. I like to keep it short and sweet. We not doing no long rants. No, we not digging deep into things. We getting straight to it. I want to speak on Deontay Wilder's interview, or more so like his lecture, because the interviewer didn't get to speak much on Fight Hype. First thing I want to touch on is what he said about Luis Ortiz and his relationship with him. And he said exactly what I have always felt, that, basically, Luis Ortiz is fighting for his family. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he fights to win. Any fighter does when they get in the ring. But, for him, especially, he's fighting to provide for his family. And, I can appreciate Deontay Wilder keeping in touch with Luis Ortiz and just being a good sportsman, all around when it comes to Luis Ortiz, because I really like Ortiz. I really do. I can appreciate, what he did for his daughter and his family, and risking his life getting in the ring to provide for them. And his story has a great story. And the same I could say for Deontay Wilder, him fighting for his daughter as well, who also had a disability. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that right quick. Basically that Luis Ortiz is, fighting for his family, and fighting to provide, and so okay. I also wanted to touch on how Deontay Wilder feels about Fury to this day. And that is that he don't mess with Fury, that Fury cheated. How do I feel about that? Well, let's see here, my thoughts. When I go back and watch the fight, from the first one to the second one to the third one. The first two, definitely the gloves did look, one of the gloves, I believe it was the left one, it did look weird. The way it was on his arm, and I mean, it did look weird. I'm just saying, I'm no professional, so don't hold me to this. It did look weird. And nobody had to say it or bring it to my attention for me to feel that way. I noticed that, and even the refs, the way they double checked them when they were in the ring, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, it was just weird to me. But guess what? Here's my thing when it comes to the cheating accusations. If Deontay Wilder feels like this man cheated, listen, who are we to say that he didn't? We weren't in the ring. We weren't taking those hits. We weren't a part of the, the ins and outs of the fight. We were just viewers. You know what I'm saying? And then Tyson Fury, he said he didn't cheat. Well, he joked to say that he did. Actually. And I'm a believer that you got to watch people that joke about serious matters and then try to make like it's not serious. You know what I'm saying? And they're just joking. I mean, you got to watch people like that. But however, Fury stands on overall that he didn't cheat. And if that man say he didn't cheat, who are we to tell him, like I said, listen, that he didn't cheat? You know what I'm saying? Both of these guys get in the ring, they risk their life. And I just feel like Deontay Wilder has a right to feel how he feels. He knows what he saw. He knows what he felt. And Tyson Fury as well has a right to defend himself against the accusations and say, look, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Cheat. And, Deontay Wilder is just a dozer or whatever you be calling them, or da-da-da-da. Like, they both have a right to feel how they feel. Who are we to, say what's what? You know what I'm saying? Even though, like I said, the fights with, I don't know, it just gives me, the fight between Deontay Wilder and Fury, all of the fights, I don't know, it's just something weird about them fighting. I can't quite put my hands on it. Just something just doesn't seem right. It just seems fishy to me. I don't know exactly what it is, but yeah. Would I like to see a fourth fight between them? I'm split down the middle. 50% of me don't have to see another Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight ever again. Like, I'm just tired of that whole era with them two. Cause I feel like I never get what I want to get out of the fight aside from the first one. The last two, I just couldn't get what I would have liked to have gotten from them fighting. But the other part of me wants to see if Deontay Wilder can actually pull off a win against Tyson Fury. So I'm split down the middle with that, okay? The third thing I want to touch on is when Deontay Wilder said that Al Heyman does not hinder a fighter from fighting anybody, and that anybody that a fighter wants to fight, Al Heyman is going to get you to fight. He says that Al Heyman may give you advice, like maybe you should take this road, this, that, and the other, but he doesn't hinder fighters from fighting who they want to fight. Listen, there are a lot of new media that would say different and argue different and make points, and valid points at that, about why they would disagree with Deontay Wilder. But like I say, we are not in those meetings. We are not on those phone conversations. And see, that be my thing. A lot of people speak from second, third party witnesses of what's going on behind the scenes, and then they speak on it. If you haven't been in an actual meeting and heard negotiations, or heard Al Heyman tell these fighters, no, you can't fight this fighter, I want you to do it this way, then guess what? Who are we to say that, Deontay Wilder is not telling the truth? What if everybody's wrong about Al Heyman and Bob Arum? Like, what if, listen, boxing politics can be very frustrating, and it gets deep. Listen, I'm not going to be going down no rabbit holes on this channel. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to keep it as shallow and basic as possible. Maybe dropping little gems here and there with a bunch of ums and ahs. You know what I mean? I'm saying that to say that we don't know what the hell be going on behind the scenes. If you haven't heard it from the horse's mouth with these promoters or with these fighters setting up these fights, then listen, all we could do is, like I said in my past videos, is respect the process, respect these fighters. Let's come up off their necks. Let's come up off the promoter necks, because at the end of the day, we ain't putting together now fight. We ain't paying now a boxer to get in there and fight. All we doing is, supporting the sport once, you know what I'm saying, is all said and done. All we could do is support it, by going to the fights, and ordering them on pay-per-view and streaming them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, listen, I think that's all I want to touch on. Like I always say, God is great, God is good. Don't forget to give him the praise every day, good, bad, or indifferent. The praise is still due to him. If you want change, listen, just pray about it. Keep God first, and anything will come after. I want to tell you guys to stay encouraged, to be encouraged, and have a good night. Bye-bye.